house? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage DC. Happy 4th of July, everybody. So we're back to Arena and Winter. A screaming match only by Arena, okay? Because it ended with Arena asking Winter, is she mentally fucked up? But Winter replied it back and said, are you mentally fucked up? I'm asking a question. And said, no, I'm great. I'm fine. Are you sure? Because it don't seem like it. And basically, how dare you think that you have the audacity to ask me, am I mentally fucked up when you can't even think about why your husband would call you at 3 o'clock in the morning telling you he fell asleep at a stoplight? Okay, sure, but I'm fucked up, but you can't think of nothing else because besides that story he told you? Sure. So basically, just going on about how you've had your own stories of infidelity. You told him about some things that you've done, but Arena wanted to stick it to Winter to make it hurt that her husband, her first husband, cheated on her with a nanny and had a baby. But that's her ex-husband, though, Arena. That's not going to affect her anymore. That was whack. And how her husband cheating on her is not the same as the stuff that Arena and Jamie has went through. But she said, we're not about to bring up my ex-husband. He has nothing to do with the situation. Leave him out of this. Winter's holding her ground. Don't bring up no other shit that has nothing to do with the matter. And Arena wants to make it seem as if since you thought about my husband having infidelity, but your husband actually did the shit. But Winter said infidelity is infidelity. It doesn't matter. And she said, I never caught my husband having sex with no bitch. Arena was super pissed off. And she wanted to get under Winter's skin. But to me, I felt like Winter hold her ground, which what Arena didn't like. And Arena ended up getting more upset, making her look like a fool, doing way too much. And wanted to say, you dealt with shit that I've never dealt with. I've never dealt with shit you did. But like Winter said, it's the same thing. Cheating is cheating. And then when she stood up and got into Winter's face and put her finger in her face, Winter said, get out of my face. Get your finger out of my face. Another time where Winter is in her seat, in her element, super composed, not getting her voice elevated, and the other girls are looking like fools. Ashley looked like a fool getting into Winter's face. She never budged. Arena getting into Winter's face. She's not budging. Y'all look like fucking fools because Arena have definitely adapted Jamie's mindset because she was hovering over Winter like a bully, putting her finger in her face like she was about to do something. But Winter didn't give her the satisfaction. She said, first of all, you're hovering over me. Stop cursing at me. Get your finger out of my face. And you're not about to bring up my ex-husband who has nothing to do with the situation. And since that you are the oldest one out of all of us, I would think you have a sense of decorum about yourself. Stop talking like I'm one of your kids. Sit down and have a conversation like a grown woman. How about that? So Winter tells Arena to sit down. Let's have a conversation. Arena feels like you can't compare it to shit that I went through to shit that you went through. But like she said, are we trying to have a pissing contest about who got cheated on the best? It doesn't fucking matter. Arena's still standing over Winter, talking over her, asking, is she mentally okay? Is she mentally fucked up? Thinking that's a legitimate question to ask, which is not. You want it to be mean, you want it to be petty, and you want to hurt her, but you end up hurting your damn self. Winter was like, I'm fine, I'm looking okay, I'm seeing a therapist. Do you need to see one? Now she calls Arena Bunny Tyler. And if it's the pot calling the kettle black because you're talking about how your relationship is so great, your relationship is so fine and all, but yet you want to bring up my ex-husband and you have stories about your own, and we're not about to have this conversation and we can leave, and then saying how her husband's not a scammer. You want a badge of honor, you want a cookie that your husband's not a scammer though, Arena, but your husband displaying abusive traits, emotionally abusive traits. You said he's a bully, he's aggressive, but you want to say your husband's not a scammer. Okay, and your husband isn't any better. I'm sorry. So she really wanted to get Winter out of character, and it didn't work. It ended up being Arena getting out of character, Arena doing too much. And Winter leaves and talked about, I hope you are happy that you think you don't know what your husband is doing. She said, I do know what my husband is doing. She said, clearly you don't. Goodbye and good night. I enjoyed that entire scene because Winter got in Arena's ass, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I just felt like, Arena, this is on you. You shared a story about how you thought your husband was cheating, but you never caught him. But that's what you want to go by. If you don't see it, you don't believe it, which is stupid. You really honestly don't think anything iffy about him telling you he fell asleep at a stoplight at 3 o'clock in the morning? Okay, fine. So we see Jamie. He has a event for the CIAA basketball tournament, and he invited Quick, Ashley, Monique, and Chris. And it was a competition battle going between Jamie and Quick about how who had the most parties, who sold out, who repped the city of Baltimore, who repped the city of DC. Just this dick swinging contest that was happening. And Monique and Chris came in. They gave congratulations to Monique about being the new co-host. Chris taking more of a range of being back into the mode of being a father. Well, he's already a father, but doing more. Being with the kids more. Monique waking up early. And then we see Tasha Lyons came into the building. And Monique wasted no time to talk about the situation from the beginning. And Tasha already got filled into what was going on. The way that Ashley, Arena, and Quicks and Arena's face looked, to me, they probably didn't like the fact that Winter said something to Tasha. Monique said Winter can talk to anybody that she wants to talk to. I'm not mad, but I don't want it to make it seem more I'm look bad. But let me calm down. Monique doesn't appreciate the position that Winter put her in. I said, what position was that? You decided to go and tell them everything. You decided to talk about the conversations that Winter confided in you and was pretty much being sarcastic and just talking freely and venting. And you also kept information and also brought it back up at another time. So Monique, Winter did not place you in the mess. You placed yourself in the mess, and now you're mad about how it gotten back, and you want to make certain that you're not the only one look like you're being messy, but you are. And the producer wants to know, how did Chris feel? He just wants to make certain that he is bettering himself. That's all he wants to do. Monique apologized for her part, but what was being said and what was being told the whole different story. But Tasha said, I think it's all a misunderstanding and miscommunication. The way that she told the story, her tone and her delivery, that's the way you brought it back. And that's exactly what happened. Winter was confiding in Monique as a friend to tell her what's been going on. She spoke candidly. She spoke sarcastically. She was being funny. And she said some names. She talked about things that she wished she didn't say. And Monique took it like how it was. So here go Quick and Ashley in the confessionals thinking that Tasha is on Team Winter and how we don't do Winter. Everything dies in Winter. Winter doesn't exist. I can't tell though that every time Quick and Ashley gets on confessional, how they always talk about Winter, but say they're not talking about Winter. They're not bothered by Winter. I can't tell. You guys are very much bothered by a person you don't really know. And Arena brings up the nicknames that Winter made for them. Ashley didn't tell Quick the name was DJ Fun Size, and he said, "Oh, having a nickname about me? Oh, I don't feel no ways because I don't have a nickname for her. Why? Because she doesn't exist." Quick, you gonna have to miss me with that bullshit. And come on, DJ Fun Size, you mean tell me ain't nobody else clowns you about your height at any point in your life? Fine. So it was a lot of overlapping conversations about the nickname because when Jamie heard his nickname, he didn't understand where the nickname came from. And Tasha talked about Monique. Since you do know her longer than you've known us, I do believe you need to check on her. And Monique said, based on our conversation, I've known her 15 years and I feel like as my... Oh, wait. What I wrote? No, Orena wanted to jump in the conversation and say, yeah, since you do know her, because based on our conversation, you do need to check her. You do need to check her. And Arena was on top of the table telling Tasha that I asked her, was she mentally okay? And Tasha said, that's shady. She said, no, it's that shady. You don't go and ask somebody, are they mentally okay? Why would you ask them that? And Arena was mostly the main one getting upset, mostly getting loud. And it's the difference, though. Tasha told Monique to check on her friend because since she does know Winter the longest of everybody, you need to check on her. Arena wanted Monique to check her as if Arena was wronged in the situation. Arena wasn't wronged. Arena was wrong of being mad at Winter though. Like, you see how I'm saying? Like, Arena was definitely fucked up to asking that question. Arena was definitely fucked up in the way that she handled the situation. For her to want to now check Winter, no. Check on her is what was being said. And Arena's still trying to talk. Jamie trying to get control of the conversation. He's doing everything he can to pretty much tell her to shut the fuck up. He's jacking her arm. He's trying to get her to stop. And he went to grab her face to pretty much tell her to stop. But as soon as he did that, everybody got quiet. Everybody was like, ugh. So he just like, okay, fine. I just want the conversation to be over, okay? He wanted to have some fun. She said, can you walk away? Let's have a conversation, please. Can you walk away, please? So Ashley and Quick were in their confessionals talking about how they understood why Jamie wanted to end the conversation, but the way he did it wasn't right. Jamie can be forceful. Jamie can be a little bit aggressive. Quick didn't see nothing wrong, but it was frustrating to see what Jamie did. You know, we seen Jamie can be out of pocket. We seen him being aggressive, but he really wanted the conversation to be over and done with. Stop talking about Winter. Stop making her relevant. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time and party, right? That goes to show you that they know the type of marriage that Arena and Jamie have, but they're not going to say nothing. And Arena and Jamie are going to act like nothing has happened, nothing is wrong. They want to keep this perfect image. So Winter is at home, relaxing. Monique asked her if she could stop by because Winter could tell that Monique is constantly trying to keep the drama going. And especially after what happened with Arena, we know what's about to happen. So she wants to talk about what all transpired, right? And Monique wants to know, where is it coming from? In the 16 years I've known Winter, I've never seen the side of her the past few weeks. And I felt like, Monique, you're always trying to do damage control, because ever since the relationship expert comment happened, you made a comment on Twitter and how you've known her for 15 years, but yet the first time y'all actually had a conversation personally was at that dinner scene when she told you about what happened. And just this episode alone, you tweeted that that was the first time in her home. So for someone to keep on saying how you've known her, you've never seen her act this way, what's going on, you keep on saying that, but I feel like, Monique, you don't know Winter as much as you say you do. Because you only know her from her social media presence. You know her from being an NFL wife, but you know her being a businesswoman. You don't have a personal relationship with her. Not at all. Because you have no idea how she's around other people. So she talked about telling the girls the nicknames. Winter knows you told them the nicknames. But then Monique said, I don't like it when people call my husband a name, especially people I'm not cool with. So I wanted to be 100 with these women. I did not want to be fake and not tell them what was going on. And I didn't feel good about it. I said bullshit. If you didn't like that Winter made a nickname for Quick and Jamie, you should have told her and said, okay, girl, now listen, that was funny. But girl, I've been there where people made a nickname about my husband and I didn't like it. So you shouldn't say that. Okay, funny, but don't say that. You didn't do that. You never explained why you didn't like a nickname. And you never told Winter why it wasn't good. You kept that and laughed and told the girls as if you wasn't laughing about it. So Winter is now being cautious about moving forward with her friendship because she feels like, I have confided in Monique before and I didn't have a problem with confiding with her before. Now I might have to change her to being a casual friend, because if I have to talk to her or if I have to think that I can be comfortable sharing things with her, she's going to share with the other girls. So I don't think I can move forward with her being a confidant. And Monique said on Twitter that, how can you say you've been sharing stuff with me when I've been to your home for the first time? And that's what I'm talking about, though, Monique. How can you want to now question or say that this was the first time that you've been to her home? You've never had any personal conversations, but maybe look at the perception of the friendship that you've had. You might think that you've never had a personal conversation with Winter. You have never been no more than a hi and bye. I'm familiar with her. But Winter probably felt like y'all had a friendship. She probably felt like y'all really did talk. Y'all really were confiding in one another. But you're not looking at how Winter viewed your friendship. You're looking at how you viewed your friendship. And that's all you're doing, is viewing how you seen the friendship. You're not giving the understanding and the space of wondering, how can Winter be upset? So that's where I'm kind of lost at. And just the whole thing about the meeting with Arena, how Arena stood over me, put her finger in my face. Monique acting all surprised, like, oh my God, are you serious? What happened? And then she proceeded to talk about her ex-husband, how I never married a man who had a baby on me. And of course, Monique looking surprised again, because I never known for this to be happening. I never known for Arena to act like this. And it's because Winter is constantly defending herself in more ways than one. She is on an island by herself. And talking about how I need to stop talking about her husband when I never mentioned anything about her husband. Okay, yes, that one conversation where she mentioned Jamie. One conversation. Winter has not been going around talking about Jamie the way that Monique is making it seem. And Monique is surprised once again. And Winter was like, I'm going to need to wear a body cam, because every time I tell you about these girls and their behavior, you be so shocked, so surprised. I'll be like, Monique, you're not new to women having arguments. You're not new to women getting out of pocket. You're not new to this, Monique. I'm sorry, Monique. You're not about to make it seem as if you had a complete behavioral change that you have no idea that women can get to this point. Like, oh my God, I am so shocked. Like, oh my God, you can miss me, Monique. Really, really miss me, okay? And Winter said, I have to let her know about the drama that's been happening. These gutter Barbies have taken full effect. The producers want to know, what is a gutter Barbie? A gutter Barbie is pretty women who aim low. And I've said that was an amazing definition, because pretty women are women who have an ugly demeanor, an ugly spirit, and they go low. Perfect. Monique wanted to make certain that her intentions were good. How this could be a sisterhood, we're business women, we're entrepreneurs, we're mothers, and I just can't believe that all this confusion is happening, that nobody can have a conversation without yelling. I'm like, Monique, you know why this confusion is happening, because you decided to open up your mouth and talk about nicknames that was going to be addressed anyway, but you wanted to make it addressed on the show. And you're not opening up with taking accountability for spreading it. And Winter gets emotional because with her hearing about all the things that Arena Ashley have been saying, it's been devastating for me. I have been continuously dealing with the damage that this has been leaving my family. Like, you know how devastating this is to go through? I don't care how mad you are. I don't care how funny you think it is. It's not funny. I didn't think that Monique was giving her any type of understanding or being emotional to her, but she was crying. And Monique talks about how strong Winter is and how she underestimated how strong she was, because I think that every time they had a conversation about Kevin, she'll be happy. She'll be smiling, making jokes. But Winter said, you would think so, huh? I think it would have been easy. I thought I would be done in 6 months, but no, I'm still fighting him. I'm still fighting for this divorce. And I feel like you overlooked my character. You overlooked my feelings. You overlooked how long you've known me, to kind of jump ship to be on these ladies' side and just take on what they told you and not give understanding as about how I'm feeling. Now, hearing that Monique did not help her friend out, she didn't like that. And she said, when you're constantly building relationships, being a mother, developing businesses, it takes a toll on you. And Monique wanted to make it known that Winter needs to be held accountable in what she did. And since, we are now getting an understanding of what you're going through, maybe the ladies did not understand that. Did not understand that you're still going through this with you and your children. And you might have looked at you coming back at them as a defense mechanism, but it was a jab. Just like how what Arena told you was a jab. But it was still hurtful. But I didn't like the fact that Monique wanted to make Winter accountable. Like, did you find it a jab? Did you find it rude, mean, hurtful that Arena wanted to ask Winter if she was mentally fucked up, though? Monique, because you were right there at that table when she said it. And the only person who stood up and said something was Tasha. Because you don't just go around saying that to people. So I didn't like that. I'm sorry. And then now that her and Monique got a full understanding, Winter can feel and be certain that Monique can explain to the other ladies how Winter has been feeling. Will they take it? Probably not. And now Winter is not going to be vulnerable around those ladies anymore. I'm not going to put my guard down. I'm going to keep it up. And she hopes that Monique give her the benefit of the doubt to convey the message. But I don't trust it, though. I don't trust it at all. I just feel like in this situation, Monique is not Winter's friend by any means necessary. No matter how much Monique tried to say it, she's never been her friend. Because I just felt like, how can you call someone that you've known them for 16 years, but you can never at one point say something to defend them? Winter's been defending herself this entire time. Yes, so I'll move on. Arena and Jamie, they have a second session with the intuitive healer, Terry, and this wants to get more understanding of them. The healer wants to know what has brought her here today. Arena wants to talk about the first time that she was told that she's trying to be perfect, and she's working on trying not to be perfect all this time. Excuse me. And Jamie didn't want Arena to express her feelings. Then they had a little interaction going back and forth, and he wanted her to just stop going around the bush and just talk about why she's here. We're not here to deal with your emotions. We're not here to talk about your feelings. We're talking about why she's here. And I didn't like that Jamie wanted to rush Arena to get to the point. And the healer can see the interaction. She can see that, it's off-putting. People can see that you guys are struggling. You guys cover up a lot to make it seem as if you're perfect, and what you're doing is being perceived as being fake. Because what you're doing, what inside of you, is not what you're projecting. There's something deeper that you don't want to show. So she's reading the energies, and she sees that Jamie was brought up in a tough household because it was an ironing board that was kept being traced over about being my way or the highway. And this is when Jamie opened up with how he lived with his father till the time he was 8 years old, to a point where he married Arena and married her. And he grew up in the 80s. And, his father was very strict. His father was very stern. And it was his father's way or the highway. So living with his father from the time he was 8 years old to adulthood, that means that his mother wasn't around. His mother was present by the time he was born until he was 8. So he did not have the two-parent household, and he did not have a steady relationship with his mother. His mother pretty much went gone or left, did not come back, did not stay in his life. She wasn't around. So the fact that he never really had his mom in his life, he has a feeling of despair over any type of feminine energy, comforting energy, nurturing energy, nothing but rage. And you have Arena, who is the epitome of feminine energy, divine goddess, but you don't like it. You don't like the energy that she gives. You diminish it, you abuse it, you talk down about it because you never had it. Since you are mad about what you never had, you are hurting the person that you married. So I think I need for you to take a step back and realize what you're about to say, and how Jamie blows up over the smallest things. Arena has dealt with this. There are times where he will call me and I didn't answer the first call, and I'd be like, why are you mad? What's going on? And he just talks about how you keep going on and on and on. You keep on talking. And for him to blow up at every single thing, that's not good. That's not healthy. And when he does it, they want to hurry up and cover it up and show this perfectionism that they don't have. And she doesn't know why he's always angry at her. But like she said before, whenever things don't go his way, he takes it out on her. And if she's not doing what he wants her to do in the way that he wants her to do it, he gets upset, he gets mad, and has multiple conversations over the smallest things, right? So then it ended with Terry asking Jamie, does he love Arena? And now it ended right then and there, and I didn't like that. Why would y'all cut after that particular question? I want to know the answer. And the fact that Jamie doesn't have any type of mother figure, or never had a mother figure, never had any form of nurturing because his father was so hard. His father pretty much was emotionally unavailable, which is why Jamie is emotionally unavailable. He doesn't deal with crying. He doesn't deal with emotions. He doesn't deal with understanding because he never had that. He needs to get that together, because Arena, as much as he's trying to say that a relationship is perfect, it's not perfect. It's cracking. So it ended with Monique. No, I'm still talking. I'm sorry. Monique and Chris have some type of tantric yoga sexual workout, and just having conversations about what's been going on. And she's been talking to everybody about what Chris hasn't been doing, and to him it's like, you're bashing me. And I don't like that you're bashing me, because I feel like everything that I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I am trying to be more hands-on with the kids like you wanted me to, and all I'm hearing is what I'm not doing. Now, Monique just felt like she was just talking, getting her feelings out, just getting, being open. But she never thought that what she did was hurting him. And she wants to be better, do better. I never thought that I would do this to you. I never thought that I would bash you, because I don't want to bash you. I'm going to do better, because what do you appreciate about Chris? She said you're a great father, a great provider, a great husband. But he just wants you to appreciate the things that he does do. Don't just talk about the things that he's not doing. And since Monique is at that space where she is already elevated to a whole new world, a whole new step in her journey, her own self-discovery, she's already ready to just talk about it. She's not ready to hide it. She's not ready to keep it under the rug. She wants to talk about it, get understanding, and move forward. Chris is not there yet. He's still discovering new things about himself. And, talking about what does he want to do? What is his passion, right? And right now his passion is making sure that his family is good. But there are times where he would sit on the couch and just wonders, I could see myself coaching for a pro team or coaching a college team. And that's what I want to do. So she's telling him, do it. Just like how I got the radio opportunity, do it. We're gonna make it work. That's how we've all been doing. She doesn't want Chris to just be settled. She wants him to still discover more things about himself and wants him to involve her. Talk to me about it so we can get to a point where we can both be happy what we want to do. You know? And then the couples trip that they have coming up. They're gonna go to their new house on the water, and maybe they can hear Winter out and see it could be really fun. And just seeing Chris and Monique laugh, and that's what they missed about each other. Being able to laugh, being able to have some fun. And I enjoyed it too. I did. It was cute. So Chris is meeting up with the guys, and they're meeting up at Bar 1, which is Peter Thomas's bar. And Chris talked about how you know Peter from the Housewives of Atlanta, but we know him as Peter Thomas. And he's always had a foundation for the CIAA. But apparently he had a grand opening for his bar, and he couldn't afford Quick. Quick was too expensive. Now Quick wanted to say, how can I be too expensive when you have 3 restaurants? But that was all we needed from Peter. And then we see Kevin. Kevin walked in, wanted to talk about the facts, what was being said about him. And Chris wanted to give Kevin the space of telling his side of the story. And Quick is already ready for the conversation because he's been hearing a whole lot of stuff about Kevin. He don't do gossip. He don't do bullshit. He don't do rumors. Okay, Quick. But you just couldn't wait to get this conversation started, though, because you want to hear about somebody else's situation, though. You are just as petty and just as nosy as your wife. And basically, you know, hearing all this hearsay about Kevin, Kevin still wants to say he's still married, still got his wife, still got his ring on, and he's upset they're in this space. But Winter having a whole lot to say about him being a scammer, living with his mother. And he said, listen, we have had 15 months of pure love and wedded bliss. He presented a book that Winter wrote that he printed out, and how the love story came. To me, he was manipulating the fuck out of them, and they took it. Then he talked about the material things, about how they traveled to 3 different cities. Just kept going on about all the things they done together. You know, all the newlywed, breakfast in bed, all that love bombing shit that he did in the beginning, right? So Jamie wants to know, at this point, is the relationship over, or are you trying to still work it out? Kevin said, I know she made it clear she don't want to be with me, but he has a sliver of hope. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, you present this book about how you and Winter have had a 15-month of wedded love and bliss. Okay, that's over. 15 months gone. You're still wearing your ring. Don't know why. She made it clear she don't want you. So where do you find hope at, Kevin? Where's hope? Jamie talks about how Kevin has the gift of gab, but I respect it. He's still wearing his ring. Jamie, shut the fuck up. And then, to me, this was just stupid. And I don't know if the scene was cut, chopped, and edited, because all I saw was Kevin flipping pages of a binder, talking about nothing. Like, numbers went from 30 million to 300 million, don't know of what. And to get an actual understanding of what they were going on with, I felt nothing. I did not get any clarification of nothing. And Chris wanted to say, so all the documents you just proceeded, you told me that there was somebody in the group that wasn't honest and they blamed you for everything. So Winter saying you scammed her was a lie? You didn't scam nobody? I didn't hear him answer that question. And he said, I can only answer what the facts say. But what did the facts say? So DJ Fun Size wanted to say, okay, now that Kevin has presented documents, he presented reasonings, Winter is the problem. I said, quick, shut your short ass up. Shut up. The fact that you are now on the side of your wife's bullshit, shut up. And what did he present? And it didn't surprise me that as a man defending another man's bullshit, that didn't surprise me. That's what men do. And the fact that, you know, I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm glad we got an understanding. I said, what was cleared? What was understood? Nothing was understood. Nothing was said. The fact that he said, I cannot defend what Winter said. I can only defend what the facts say. The facts say that Winter said you were a scammer. You scammed your partners. You scammed her. But you're not going to defend you being called a scammer. You're not going to defend that you didn't live in your mama's basement. So I just felt like that whole scene was nothing but bullshit. Was it forced? Why was it here? Nothing was said. Nothing was talked about. He manipulated y'all. He scammed y'all right in front of y'all face, and y'all didn't say nothing. He presented nothing. He wanted to present this damn book that Winter wrote, which didn't do nothing. Present paperwork that didn't do nothing. Wearing his ring that didn't do nothing. The one thing that he was said that was honest was that Winter don't want to be with him anymore. That was the one thing that he said that I believed him. That Winter does not want to be with him. Oh my God. Anyway, so now it ends with Monique invited everybody over to go to their new house. They're going to go on a party bus, have drinks, have dinner, have a good time. There will be a chef that will prepare all types of food for them because they didn't like the first time when Monique gave them vegan options. And, she's been planning this for weeks, and she has a sex therapist coming in. Now, the person who referred to me to the sex therapist was Winter. I felt it was kind of wrong of me to get a referral from her and not invite her. Now, she's not staying. She's not spending the night. She's here to present the sex therapist and leave. I know you guys don't want to be around her. I never want to make it seem as if somebody's getting set up. But the fact you want to say it that way, Monique, you're setting them up. You're setting up the scene. You're setting up for the mess. If you guys don't be around here, y'all can chill in your rooms and hang out. And Ashley just had to have something to say about why is Winter coming on a couple's trip. She's not in a couple. I'm just like, y'all really have a hard on for Winter. For someone who is not a cast member. She was a friend of the show. She's been the main topic of conversation, the main storyline for everybody. It is so crazy every time. You do not see Winter having a whole lot to say about Arena and Ashley, but Arena and Ashley have a whole lot to say about Winter. Ain't that something? So Chris comes out and say, "Oh, yo, right. Let me not forget. I invited Kevin." I was like, "What? What do you mean you invited Kevin? Why did you invite Kevin?" Oh boy, here comes the mess. And we know what happened next episode. Production, Chris, Monique, what are y'all doing? You guys are definitely trying to keep us invested in this show, and the only way you're going to keep us invested is you keep bringing us into the main thing that we have been talking about, which is Winter and Kevin. We do not care about Ashley and Arena and their husbands, or we don't care. Since y'all don't want to have y'all situation on the forefront, y'all want to keep on bringing up the one person who opened up with her situation, and you want to keep it going. This is going to be a mess. I blame Chris and Monique. Monique, Chris, you guys are pretty much the same person. Chris, why would you think that inviting Kevin would do nothing? Why, that ain't going to do nothing. Why would you invite him? But y'all, that's all I have. Please stay tuned for this video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.